Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Jet Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Coming up on today's show, we will deliver you the latest Seahawks news and rumors after the NFL draft. And let's go ahead and get started right away with the post-draft outlook for the Seahawks. As you can see, the team currently has about $13 million in cap space. They still have to pay the rookies as well. So at the end of the day, that's not that much money this team currently has to spend. After the draft, there's still some needs to address on this team, including the inside linebacker position. And although Pete Carroll and John Schneider will tell you that they have a couple of quarterbacks with Drew Lock and with Geno Smith, I would tell you neither one of those guys are long-term solutions by any stretch. So the quarterback position still not complete by any stretch of the imagination. That might be something that they have to wait to address till next year, or maybe it's a Baker Mayfield move, whatever it may be. The quarterback position is not secured for the long term anyway. And then there's the defensive tackle spot. Although they've made some moves, they could still use another rotational guy on the inside. Now, the Seahawks did decline the fifth-year option on edge rusher L.J. Collier. He would have been paid $11 million had they given him that deal, and he's still trying to work his way back up the depth chart after the injury that he had suffered there. So that's the latest on the Seahawks front post-draft. Now, we'll have more on the Seahawks news and rumors in just a bit, but before we do, we want to make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel, and had a question come in from John on our last video wanting to know if I would do a Gatorade bath if we reach 30,000 subscribers. And thanks to you guys, our awesome viewers of this channel, we have now passed 26,000 subscribers over the draft weekend. So thank you for being an award-winning subscriber to this channel. Let's go ahead and get to 30,000. And you know what? I'll do it. I will do a Gatorade bath if we get to 30,000 subscribers. And it's not a matter of if, but when. So the sooner that you guys subscribe and get us to 30,000 subscribers, the sooner that we can do this Gatorade bath. I'll even let you guys pick out the color of the Gatorade. We'll get creative with it and have a good time. So 26,087 is where we're at right now. Still a ways to go, but I believe that we could get there sooner rather than later. So when we get to 30,000, absolutely, we'll do a Gatorade bath here on the channel. So in my opinion, the Seahawks found 4 day-one starters in this draft, and it was with their first 4 picks. Charles Cross is going to start at the left tackle spot. He was their number 9 selection. Boye Mafe, the edge rusher from Minnesota, I think is going to start from the jump. Kenneth Walker III, the running back from Michigan State. Although you have Chris Kyerson and Rashad Penny, I think Walker's more talented, both those guys. And personally, I think that he will start from day one. I know that a lot of folks are high on Rashad Penny, and this is going to be a running back by committee ordeal for the most part. But as far as I'm concerned, Walker needs to be RB1 as far as I'm concerned. Now, Abraham Lucas, the third-round selection for the Seahawks, I think he starts at right tackle, and now you have both your starting tackles for the future locked up. A very good selection. More on those guys here in just a moment. Let's start with Charles Cross. The scouting report on him, courtesy of our own Tom Downey. Had him as the number 3 offensive tackle in this draft, but I think of those 3 tackles in the draft, they were all pretty comparable. Although that he did not run block a whole lot, I love what he did in pass blocking, giving up just 2 sacks in 2021, that he'll be a really good find for the Seahawks there in that spot as their starting left tackle. The other players that the Seahawks brought in this draft that I think are going to be those day one starters, Boye Mafe, this guy was unbelievable, and I think most years he would have been a first-round pick, except for the fact that this year was one of the best edge rusher classes we've ever seen in the NFL draft. Good pickup for the Seahawks there at number 40, and showed a lot of ability in drop zone coverage. Still needs to develop more in the run game, but nonetheless, he'll be an instant impact player for the Seahawks. Then there's Kenneth Walker III, who I'm all over about, folks. And he's got the big play ability. I think he'll learn how to pass catch as time goes along. And he's so shifty. when you talk about a guy that forced 89 missed tackles, that will catch the eye just a little bit when it comes to Kenneth Walker. So I'm excited about him. Who was you guys' favorite draft pick? I want to know in the comments section. Tell us who was the guy that you liked the most from this draft class for the Seattle Seahawks. Tell us in the comments section. You're going to get an ad break and take advantage of it. While that ad's playing, tell us who was the guy that you liked the most from this 2022 Seahawks draft class. Very good class. Who's your favorite? Let me know. One more name for you, Abraham Lucas, the offensive tackle from Washington State. And this guy, he'll play the right tackle spot right away. And I agree with our own Tom Downing. More people should have been talking about Abraham Lucas. He plays the right tackle spot so well in pass protection. I think that he and Cross are going to be growing through this together of learning how to run block at a high level. You already have two elite pass blockers, I think, in Cross and Lucas. Now they'll be going through this process together. So I like what I've seen. All four of these guys going to be instant starters for the Seahawks. Now, with the draft comes new jerseys, and you're probably looking to get rid of that Russell Wilson jersey. Need a new one. Well, I got good news for you. Our friends at Fanatics have some great jerseys already on sale for some of your favorite Seahawk rookies like Charles Cross and Kenneth Walker III. And the way that you get your hands on these is by going to chatsports.com/SeahawkRookies. That's chatsports.com/SeahawksRookies to get your Seahawk rookie jersey, Kenneth Walker III, as well as Charles Cross. And I'm sure there's going to be more jerseys populating throughout as well. So get those today, and you'll be the coolest kid of all your friends if you're getting your rookie jersey before anyone else does. Chatsports.com/SeahawksRookies. Now the draft's over, got to pay DK Metcalf, right? And we're going to continue to talk about this until something happens, whether he's traded or an extension, whatever it may be, until there's a deal in place. We will talk about this here on the channel. We saw over the draft, the wide receiver circus just continued. Marquise Brown is all of a sudden in Arizona. A.J. Brown is now in Philadelphia. And DK Metcalf, we don't have an answer for it. We've heard from management that the Seahawks plan to keep DK Metcalf for a very long time, but I'll believe it when I see it. Extend him already. Get him the deal. Get this man paid and make him a member of the Seattle Seahawks for a very long time. This draft, the Seahawks did a really good job of building their foundation for years to come. But a part of that foundation has got to be DK Metcalf's future. So I would expect that we're going to see that deal soon. I hope it's an extension, but who knows? Receivers are kind of expensive right now. What do you guys think? What's the confidence level that you have in the Seahawks extending DK Metcalf at this point? Let's go Madden style. I don't play a whole lot of Madden anymore, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, but I know about the 1 through 100 ratings, and here's your chance. Use that rating scale and give me your confidence level on if DK Metcalf will be extended and remain a member of the Seahawks. Is it 1? Is it 100? Is it 69? I don't know. Tell me what your number is, your confidence level of the Seahawks extending DK Metcalf. Now, although the Seahawks don't have a whole lot of money left to spend, there are some free agents that they could look at, and you have the post-June 1 cuts on the way as well. So there will be money that will populate, and some people think that the cap in the NFL is just a myth anyway. So with the inside linebacker and D-tackle positions, that's what I want to focus on. They're not going to go get a free agent quarterback. They already spent money on Geno Smith. If they make a move, it would have to be a trade for like a Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't see them going free agency when it comes to a quarterback. But here's a couple names to keep in mind. Joe Schobert, the inside linebacker, is one option. He's coming off a season where he had over 100 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Another name to watch is Anthony Hitchens from the Kansas City Chiefs. And last year was not a great year for Anthony Hitchens. He's looking for a nice bounce-back year. And he's somebody that I think is going to be in like a prove-it situation. You can get him cheap with the hopes for Hitchens that next year he could get a better payday after a disappointing 2021. Another guy for me is Larry Ogunjobi. Ogunjobi, thank you. Producer Sam on that one. Larry Ogunjobi 49 tackles, 7 sacks, and 12 tackles for loss last year. He was terrific, and he was expected to be with the Bears, but there was issues with his physical and such, so I don't know if he's going to be able to play from the very beginning of the year, but he could be a name to watch that is still relatively young at this point. I like what Larry could potentially bring if the Seattle Seahawks are interested in him. Another name, Eddie Goldman. This guy, last year, not great numbers, just a half a sack and 1 tackle for loss, but he still has something to prove as well. So with it all said and done here for the Seahawks, I think this team got a lot better this past weekend from where they were. There's still a ways to go, but I think that you can take a step back for a second from this draft and say, you know what, John Schneider and Pete Carroll, you guys have this team finally headed in the right direction. Still need a quarterback, still need to replace Bobby Wagner and find an inside linebacker, some little things here and there, but there's reason to be optimistic, I think, about this team going forward, which, to be honest, I don't think we would have said that before the draft, quite frankly. Now, looking ahead to 2022, what do you guys think will be the Seahawks record at this point? I want to know in the comments section. I'm going to tell you my answer tomorrow, who I think the Seahawks, how their record will be. But let me know in the comments what you guys think the Seahawks record will be in 2022 after this draft. Your confidence level from this team. Are they a playoff team? You tell me in the comments section.